One of the solutions that Bernie Sanders has come up with, and I know you're a fan of his, not so much Hillary Clinton, is just to tax the rich more, to tax Wall Street, but to what end? Because even he has acknowledged taxing them to the hilt won't pay for all of this. So he has extended that to the middle class, raising taxes on the middle class. At least he's honest about it, because he says, yeah, you're going to pay more, but you're going to get more. Do you buy that? Do you think there is a limit to how much you could tax the rich, how much you could tax companies, how much you could tax anyone else?
There is a limit, but then that's when, Neil, that's why I talk about creativity, because we also have to look at not just taxing, but investments. When you look at the private prison industry, the two largest investors have 20%, are actually 401k plan providers, a Vanguard being one, Fidelity. That means people that pay into their 401ks, people that pay into their pensions, public sector workers, people that are looking to retire in the future, their money is actually being invested into CCA and GEO Group, the two largest private prison corporations in America. So why don't we invest? Why don't we invest in education?
You know, you could talk about.
A lot of people don't know that, though.
I understand, but you're talking about select investments they have that might mar, but otherwise is a valuable role some of these companies play to look after money for folks for many decades. Stepping back from that, though, I wonder where you draw the line on high taxes. I've heard, and you're a YouTube sensation. I mean, you really are a marvel to watch.
We can get trapped into this conversation of taxes.
Tax rate? What do you think it should be?
But what I would do is to correct, when we talk about taxing the 1%, and I did see the previous interview you did where you said the 1% is anyone making above $250,000 or more. I would completely disagree with you and what you think the 1% is. But when we say the 1%, we're talking about those that are making billions of dollars, particularly off of industries like private prisons. When we talk about the 1%, we're talking about Wall Street bankers.
You want to go after the millionaires and billionaires.
Let's go 0.01%. We're talking billionaires, not millionaires. Billionaires. We're talking to Rothschild. We're talking to Waltons. We're talking to the Koch brothers.
If you raised the taxes on all those guys, you think it would pay for all of this stuff?
But the higher, statistics shows, the higher you go up that economic food chain, the less they're paying in taxes anyway. So there's plenty of room to actually raise taxes. The 0.01% are not paying the same amount of taxes as a working class person is paying. And we need to acknowledge that. We need to also look at the amount of corruption that is happening.
You were right about that, and you articulated well. But I'm just saying this. What I see is a great deal of creativity on some on the left to find great ways to get more money, to raise more money. But as you did, and you acknowledged about our debt in the beginning, we had our priorities screwed up. And that, too, I agree with you. So why can't we show as much creativity looking at how we're spending our money, and then rather than go knee-jerk toward trying to get more money? Find out first how we're spending it.
Neil, where are we spending our money? We're spending our money on wars. We're spending our money on tax breaks for big, wealthy corporations.
Well, how do you feel about spending money on How do you feel about spending money on Medicare, Social Security, Medicaid?
That is our budget. Our military budget was $607 billion, larger than 7 countries combined.
But how do you feel?
So we're not going to pit one being more important than the other. The issue is we're prioritizing war and prison more than education and health care.
600+ billion we're spending on the military. There are many conservatives, by the way. Wait a minute. There's a lot of conservatives who agree that that number is too big and unaccounted. So then we have the money that's being spent on all these entitlements. Would you rein them in as well? Because they're growing at a far faster pace.
Actually, and I would also rein in the $1 trillion that's being used to upgrade our nuclear weapons. That should not be a priority to have more nuclear weapons. If there's $1 trillion,
I do want to ask you. I know you want to pair military. I know you want to pair military.
That is additional money.
It's all included in military plans. I do want to ask you though, this other stuff though.
There's creativity. There's creativity when it comes to war.
Understood.
We shouldn't have to cut it. It shouldn't be a question of cutting things. There's money there. If we can pull $1 trillion to say, oh, we need more nuclear weapons, then obviously there's money lying around that can be used to pay for education. The fact that I have to get on here and argue for education is asinine.
Okay.